Oh, y'all making me laugh.
Anytime.
Welcome back to the Herman Cain Show. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be taking your calls at 877-310-2100. And there is plenty to talk about. Jobs. American Health Care Act. North Korea acting crazy. And the list goes on. But before we get to that, many of you all may have heard on the news that the Ways and Means Committee did vote the American Health Care Act out of that committee early this morning. As a matter of fact, Representative Kevin Brady was supposed to be on the show today, but we received a note from his staff that said he's just now going to bed at about 5 a.m., so he won't be with us today. But he will make it up to us in a future date. And you also know that the Energy and Commerce Committee is still at it since starting yesterday. Here is what the Democrats are doing, which makes no sense. Delay. Now, the Republicans have the votes to vote it out, but they are going to try to respect their right to ask questions, suggest amendments that'll get shot down, because they are still desperately trying to salvage the Unaffordable Care Act. It's a disaster. But you see, Democrat supporters, your Democrats in Congress don't care about you. Many of you all are going through the same pain as your Republican friends, your conservative friends, relative to health care and health insurance. But they don't care. It's all about trying to stop something good that the Republicans want to do and keep something bad that the Democrats created. Now, I mention that to you because it is indicative of what goes on sometimes when somebody gets nominated. It happens a lot. Many of you all may remember Monica Crowley. Monica Crowley was a contributor on Fox News, and she took a hiatus for a while. She was recommended for a position in the Trump administration, but they did a hit job on her. And when she was explaining what they did to her and the media frenzy that surrounded the whole thing, it was awfully reminiscent of what happened to me when I ran for president. And what she's saying is that it is even worse now than it was then. I want her to share her remarks that she did on the Sean Hannity show the other night. First, she says what happened to her was a political hit job.
There is a very toxic, and it's getting increasingly toxic and poisonous atmosphere of personal destruction in Washington and the media. It's always sort of been there, but now it's at a whole different level. And this is exactly why smart and good people do not want to go into government service.
Personal destruction. Some of the comments you're hearing about the American Health Care Act are lies. But they know you don't know it's a lie, but they say it anyway, because their objective is to keep a system that is a disaster. And if they can't kill the good idea, they try to destroy the person associated with. That's what they did when they went after General Flynn and General Jeff Sessions. She goes on to say what happened to her and Flynn and Sessions is all part of a big picture.
There is a very dangerous and very effective destabilization campaign underway against this president, his administration, and his agenda. And what I hope that the president and his senior aides understand is that these forces are not just looking to delegitimize him. We often talk about that. Sure, they want to do that. They want to personally destroy him, destroy his presidency, and they would like to see the man in prison.
They want to personally destroy him, destroy his presidency, and they want him in prison. And they have absolutely no basis for that. So they're going to try to make something up. You know, this is why organizations like We Will Replace You got started. Their objective is to threaten every Democrat in Congress. Every Democrat in Congress, that if they vote for anything that the Republicans and this president want, then they're going to go after them in the 2018 elections. That's not acting in the best interest of the country, folks. That's acting in the best interest of themselves. And that has to stop. And it's going to have to come from many of you Democrat supporters to tell your elected representatives, let's get on with making this a better America, like we're going to get on with rapid fire.
How many callers? How much information can Herman squeeze into the next 20 minutes? Watch him go, Kimosabi. This is Rapid Fire, every day with Herman Cain.
Hello, Mary. Welcome. What's on your mind today? You've got a minute on Rapid Fire.
Well, it's a little off topic, but I was just curious what your thoughts might be with why the Democrats, the DNC, get so many accolades for being forward with human rights and equality. Anything that happens with those subjects, the Democrats pushed it, they made it happen. How come Republicans aren't getting any accolades for the support and all of the things that they're doing for human rights and equality? Why is it only the Democrats?
It's not off topic, Mary. That is a great topic, and here's why. It's because of the way the media works. When we talk about the liberal media, it's real. And we've given example after example after example as to why ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, they all lean liberal. They lean Democrat. So if Democrats do something good, the liberal media reports it as if they did something great. If Republicans do something that's good, the liberal-leaning media either ignores it or they report it as the Republicans did something okay. That's why. Now, when you look at ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, they impact about 50% of the people who get any news at all. And so as a result, that is the easiest way for people to get news. The more difficult way for people to get the right information and the truth is to listen to programs like this. Not everybody can listen to this show, but you can go to the website and listen to it 24 hours a day or listen to your favorite segments. I mean, the liberals are even campaigning to try to get people to not watch Fox News. It's it is the most balanced cable news station out there, but not everybody's going to watch Fox News. They have, they lead in terms of viewership because they do try to be fair and balanced. Although sometimes it looks like they might be a little bit off balance, but that just appears that way sometimes. But my point is, that's why Republicans don't get credit or recognition when they do something good, because the liberal media wants to either not report it or they want to say, well, it's okay. For example, when the jobs report comes out tomorrow, the official one, the ADP number came out today, let's see how the media treats it. Let's just see how they treat it. They're probably going to want to try to give the previous administration credit for it. I don't think so. So that's why, Mary, and it is right on topic. Frank, you've got a minute on Rapid Fire.
Hey, Herman, I sure appreciate you being on air, and we value your opinion.
Thank you.
Would you tell us why you believe the government should be involved in our healthcare industry?
Well, the new legislation that's being proposed gets government as far out of it as they possibly can. The only part that they will remain in is through the tax credit provision that's in this legislation. The reason that's in there, even though some people don't like it, is to take away a talking point from the Democrats. They don't want to seem insensitive to the people who need help. But as far as the choices of what insurance you select, that's your call. As far as what insurance company you select, that's your call. So this new legislation is getting government out of our healthcare business and putting choice back on consumers, doctors, and providers. So we're reversing the Unaffordable Care Act is what that is doing. Lee Shay, you've got a minute on rapid fire.
Hey, I am wondering, are you familiar with the affordability glitch in the current ACA law?
In the current
affordability glitch, where your employer says they'll pay a certain amount, and because your employer says they'll pay a certain amount and they have an insurance policy that has the 10 essential, whatever's in it,
right.
Simply because they offer it, you have to take it. And a lot of people, I don't think, understand that actually hamstrings employees because then they're not qualified to take the subsidy, even though the employer's health insurance policy is cost prohibitive, up to $2,000 per family.
Yes.
You can't spend that much money on insurance and then still live. We need this new bill.
Yes. I am familiar with that, Lachey, and a lot of people don't realize it and they are not familiar with it. And it is because the government has mandated that the coverage your company offer has certain things. This is why a lot of companies said, I'm sorry, I'll just pay the penalty. I can't afford to provide health insurance for my folk. Now, the good news is, as you indicated, the new American Health Care Act eliminates all of that malarkey. That's the good news. It eliminates all of that. But I am familiar with it, and a lot of people didn't realize that that's why they got penalized and didn't even know about it through their employer, and the employers got penalized. I read through the summary that was put together by the House Ways and Means Committee, and it it gets rid of all of that stuff. What's the proper, I guess I'm asking the wrong person, Shane, to be if I ask you, what's the proper grammatical way to say the new legislation something?
Undoes?
Undoes.
That communicates. And yes, you asked the wrong person.
I think we're both wrong, but it goes away. Thanks, Lachey. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show.
When you're listening to Herman Cain, you won't miss any breaking news, and you'll never miss out on a single solution for a better America.
Really? Just went over That's breaking news.
All right, so the Tom Price cut, did you want him to just say in the 3 phases?
Let me hear.
Good. He sounds like Ned Flanders.
He sounds like who?
I just want him to say haddly diddly ho, neighbors. Oh, are we streaming?
We are streaming.
Edit that out.
We are streaming, and they are loving it.
Patients and families.
Call us at 866-687-6322 or visit mortgagehelpnow.org. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling. Real solutions for real people.
The National Foundation for Credit Counseling is a nonprofit organization that has been providing financial counseling and education for 60 years. Our national network of member agencies have helped millions of consumers with foreclosure prevention. NFCC member agencies are approved by the U.S. Development.
Calm down, diddly 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 diddly. They did their best, shallily diddly diddly diddly. Gotta be nice, hostility diddly diddly diddly. Ah, hell, diddly ding dong.
Those are the principles. And sadly, we've got 20 million people in this country.
You're a sick man, Shannon B.
I am sick. Thank you for pointing that out.
And what happened is that we talked about them, but we didn't separate them into three phases.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. And what happened is that we talked about. And what happened is that we. And what
Legal Defense Foundation can help. To learn about your rights or contact the foundation toll free at 1-800-336-3600 or go on.
And what happened is that we talked about them, but we didn't separate them into in the totality of it. But there are three phases, and that's how we're going to move forward. And what those three phases do in their entirety is to incorporate all the things that we want, including purchase across state lines.
Ray looks like a decent call. Yeah. I'll take him if you think he's okay. Does he start out with, look at him? I want the look at him caller to call back again. He was fun. But leave it going. We're doing break, and we'll do one more. Yeah, and then we'll break. Yeah, this rapid fire is still going on, folks. We just got a break right now, so we're going to give you this last little segment also as part of it. And then we will break after this segment, so it can be a separate segment from the next hour, like we normally do.
Oh, Mary's listening, my buddy on Twitter. Thank you, Mary, for letting me know that undoes is a word.
It undoes.
Mary's my buddy. Mary's always listening.
I love it.
All right, so you have that sheet, right?
Which,
the one that I emailed?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do have it.
The bold is your lead to the cut.
Okay.
And then... Let's see. I'm trying to give you a lead for the Tom Price thing.
Every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. This problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we can grow up to be whatever we want.
Sonia,
I want to grow up to be so
we have to pay the bills. That's what this is about. You get free access, but we got to take breaks to pay the bills.
and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me, quietly struggling with hunger. Together, we are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It can begin with an email, a phone call, a flyer in the mail, or perhaps a misleading website. Loan modification scams. They come
Somebody wants to know what's your Twitter, Shana B.
Oh, at Shaney Beeback.
At
SHANEY BEEBACK. Shaney Beeback.
At Shaney B back.
That's my full name.
SHANEY BACK. That's Shana B's Twitter. Melon is going to put it on the thing.
Right. And somebody can tweet me some cold medicine.
This message is from the National Crime Prevention Council and U.S. Department of Justice.
You can do it with 3D printers, I guess.
You got the Tom Price audio ready?
Oh, I thought you wanted it for Better America.
I'll save it for Better America. Yeah, I'll save
Let's
it.
do that. Okay. Anytime.
Welcome back to the Herman Cain Show. Thank you for joining us today. As I mentioned earlier, Representative Kevin Brady had to cancel his appearance on the show today, but he will be doing it later when things slow down a little bit. And as you would imagine, things that have been moving at a very fast pace with the Republicans' introduction of their American Health Care Act. Ray, you get the last minute on Rapid Fire.
Thank you, Herman, and thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I listen to you all the time. But listen, Mr. Cain, and I'm not
for, free this and free that.
Yes.
But as bad and as much abuse as we have in our medical system, why didn't the government step in and put clinics in all the residential places, and they could treat them with PAs, and when something's seriously wrong with people, send them to the hospital, and by all the fraud and everything else that goes on. And as far as medicine, they could buy it for pennies on the dollars compared to what health insurance companies and all are having to pay. I realize insurance companies would take a beating because we no longer need them for that.
Yeah. Here's the answer, Ray. That is a great idea, but it was never going to happen from the federal level. This is why I like the Republicans' approach, is to put more of the accountability and the responsibility at the state level. So if a state wants to undertake a program like that, we've got 50 laboratories out there that could make that happen, and it probably will. One of the reasons that the states haven't been able to do something innovative the way you've described it is because it has been too complicated. It's been too much government involvement. You can't get a decision out of centralized government relative to it. They could never get a decision. Or if you wanted to do something like that, it conflicted with something else. This is something that the states would absolutely have the ability to do once the Republicans' plans, and it's now multiple plans, are passed to undo the Unaffordable Care Act. Thanks, Ray. You're listening to The Herman Cain Show. Go to hermancain.com. You just might learn something. Thanks, streamers. Back in 8 minutes.